Did MrBeast really spend an entire week in an underground city in Transylvania, or did he lie? Recently, YouTube's biggest creator dropped a video titled 7 Days Exploring an Underground City, where he and a group of influencers claim to have lived in an underground city for a week. But if you're from Romania like I am, you may have noticed something sus about the setting. In this video, we are going to dive deep into MrBeast's claims, break down what's real and what's not, and reveal the truth behind this adventure. Cause you might be surprised at what we uncover. Hello, Sia, Salut and Bok, I'm Ella, the Transylvanian e-hag and certified cat lady, here with another random topic from the beautifully chaotic side of Europe. And today we are venturing into the supposed underground city featured in MrBeast's 7 Days Exploring an Underground City video. Yes, I know everyone and their mother had already dissected this video since it's been out for a while, but here's the thing. I've been dealing with this rare and highly inconvenient medical condition known as having a life, where I had to do this cringe activity called touching grass. But fear not, I'm back and ready to unpack the truth behind this video. Honestly, I'm not super familiar with the main MrBeast channel. I've mostly watched Beast Philanthropy, cause nowadays the entirety of the internet is just bitching and moaning. I mean, you should see my DMs. So it was refreshing to see someone doing something positive for a change. With the new information that came to light earlier this year, I'm starting to wonder how much of it was actually real. Since I like watching YouTube drama while I work out, I'm a village girl and I live for that good gossip. I caught wind of some wild stories surrounding this crew. Like, we're talking about scams, war crimes, stealing panties, and a few oddities that involve, let's just say, horrible document format files, if you catch my drift. But hey, this isn't a drama channel, and I'm not here to milk the MrBeast drama, as the kids say. Today I just want to take a closer look at the underground city and see if they really spent an entire week down there. So without further ado, let's dissect this topic. If you caught my last video, you know I have a thing for exploring underground spots. So when I saw this video pop up in my feed, I was super excited.
We are spending the next 7 days in this massive underground city.
Now imagine my shock and horror when I realized that my understanding of the English language might be off, cause I always thought that city meant an inhabited place larger and more important than a town or village, but apparently it can also mean unused salt mine turned into an amusement park. Cause yes, this place is a former salt mine, now used as an amusement park. And honestly, if the video were titled "I spent a week in a Romanian salt mine," it might conjure a completely different image. I'd actually watch a 1-hour video of Jimmy and his crew mining salt, no commentary, no sound effects. Now, that's the content we need. So, what exactly is this place? The Turda salt mine is located on the outskirts of the city. Is it a city? A town? See, complete brain rot, I don't even know the definition of the word anymore. The Turda salt mine is located on the outskirts of the small Romanian city of Turda in Cluj County, and it boasts a rich and layered history. The mine's origins date back to the Roman occupation, when the town, then known as Potaissa, saw its first salt mining activities. After the Romans left, local mining continued sporadically, and the first official record referencing this place comes from 1271 by Stephen V of Hungary. Later, the Habsburgs revived the industry in the 17th century, leading to 240 years of active salt extraction. However, the rise of other mines led to Turda's gradual decline, culminating in its official closure in 1932. The true revival began in 2008, and by 2010, Turda was transformed into an underground amusement park, wellness center, and historic exhibition space. Now, it's really great to see this iconic site featured in a popular content creator's video, because typically when Western YouTubers visit Cluj County, they go to film the supposedly haunted Hoya forest, which I find super silly, cause trust me, I've lived in this forest for 300 years and I've never seen anything supernatural around here. So let's dive into the video.
These are the stairs that descend into the city. How old are these stairs?
Around 14 or 16 years old, which is twice the age of the average MrBeast viewer.
Alright, now that we're down here, look at how high up the ceiling is! Wow! We are 400 feet underground right now.
That means 120 meters for those of you who have free healthcare.
And somehow this village just exists.
It is definitely not a village, trust me bro, I spent 20 years living in one. This place is just an underground amusement park and it literally says so on the website. This specific area is actually called Teresa Mine, which is the oldest part of the mine. And in the middle you can see an underground lake which covers 80% of the mine floor and reaches depths of up to 6 meters, or around 20 feet if you had McDonald's for breakfast. Now interestingly, the central iron formed naturally from salt deposits after mining operations stopped, plus scientists claim that the air down here is remarkably pure.
During World War II, when Romania was getting bombed, thousands of people would hide here.
That's correct. Salina Turda served as a bomb shelter for local residents during the Second World War, and ironically in 1945, as the war was drawing to a close, cheesemakers repurposed the space for storage.
I like my cheese drippy, bruh.
Our stuff is all the way up there.
And using all of our collective brain power, we discovered the best way to get them down to camp.
Oh, that's awesome. That's dead on.
Bro, there's an elevator right next to you. Also, please refrain from throwing anything into the lake, because cliff divers might want to use this place again for filming, and landing on top of sharp trash could lead to serious injuries.
Day one in the underground city was a success.
Okay, I can see why they keep calling it a city, because I'm not sure what to call this little structure either. Like, is it a pier, a wharf, a dock, gazebo, pavilion? What do you even call it? This video seriously made me question my grasp of the English language. Starting from the second day, they brought in a new guest every morning, and the first one was a guy named Gideon. Wait, isn't he a predator hunter or something? Oh, the irony. By the way, if you're on the lookout for predators, Pipera is over there.
Well, this is legit a city.
No, it is not.
There's even a Ferris wheel here.
Yes, that's right, it's the world's largest underground panoramic wheel. Actually, I think it's the only underground panoramic wheel. It stands at 20 meters high, which is about 65 feet for those of you in countries that don't add taxes to the price tag. If you're not familiar with my channel, you might think I'm a big hater of all Americans, but I'm just a Balkan adjacent goober. This is how we talk about every country, especially our own.
Either all of them are okay, or none of them are okay.
So there's no need to get salty. Then they faced the biggest challenge yet, the one thing all Americans fear, the stairs.
And is that not the most ominous stairs you've ever seen in your life?
Everything hurts. Everything's wet. I'm just gonna stay here.
All right, well, we have a lantern to go exploring.
Look, the entire place had had an electrical system since 1910, and you can literally see the power cables there, but hey, wandering around in the dark with a lantern has its unique vibe, I guess.
Just around the corner, we found this menacing door.
Access forbidden. Whoa, whoa. Alright guys, look safe.
Okay, listen up Jimmy, we need to have a serious talk. As someone who loves exploring underground tunnels, caves, crypts, bunkers, and catacombs, I hate seeing videos made for children where people venture into restricted, subterranean locations. It's incredibly easy to get lost in underground spaces, and the biggest issue is the lack of cell reception, so you can't call for help if something goes wrong. And while getting lost, outdoors might allow for air rescue, underground you're completely on your own. People might not even know that you're down there. So if you think I'm exaggerating, just check out Mr. Ballen's channel. He has countless videos titled Places You Can't Go But People Went Anyway, and spoiler alert, those stories usually end with someone dying. So please, let's not encourage kids to do this.
This does feel like a very haunted area.
I don't think this area is actually closed off. To me, it looks like that's the Joseph mine, which reminds me of political commentary channels because it's a literal echo chamber. They missed a great opportunity filming there because the echo and the vibes is awesome. In fact, they skipped a lot of interesting stuff like the Krivac chamber, because this room showcases a horse-powered extraction device used to lift mined salt vertically from the lower levels of the transport gallery above. This machine was made with metal parts from the Reșița factory in Romania, which interestingly also supplied iron for the Eiffel Tower. But hey, at least we have time for a Feastables ad. Now, around the time the video was filmed, a meme circulated in Romania about MrBeast reportedly buying Feastables in Cluj-Napoca. And all I can say is...
big mistake. Big. Huge.
Now listen up, if you ever find yourself in Romania, you got to try this rum chocolate. It's made with rum and it tastes absolutely amazing. Also, does any of you remember that old PTSD-inducing ad they made a few years back?
Tovarășe, nu tolerăm așa ținută de minijoc pentru tineretul comunist! Luați-o!
Rom tricolor. Senzații tari din 1964.
Why have we put more salt on our seashell bar?
Right from the sauce.
That's so good. Whoa! It tastes really good.
Okay, that chocolate only tastes good because of the salt from Turda. Seriously, it's delicious. Wanna know how I know? Let's be honest, when you're at a salt mine and someone tells you that everything is made of salt, in your little brain you feel the need to check if it's actually salty, and honest to the devla, that salt tastes amazing. Please don't judge me for this, the walls look incredibly clean, shiny and honestly tempting. And let's face it, any of you who visited this place as a kid probably licked it too. With that said, I'm 100% convinced at least one of those brainlets licked the wall.
And after climbing multiple sets of stairs,
Where is this lateness?
This road leads to the register chamber, one of the 3 entrances to the mine. Within it lies the grand staircase of the Reach, an important landmark because Emperor Franz Joseph once descended these very steps, and after his visit access was restricted to nobility, which is how it got its name. And now we have MrBeast here. And I have to say, the camera work is great, but the editing drove me nuts. Basically, in most movies or video essays, cuts happen at the end of sentences or clauses, making pauses feel more natural. But in MrBeast videos, layers are stacked with slight delays, and cuts are often masked with sound effects, so there's never a clean break. Pausing leaves you mid-sentence, in a visual gag, or during a sound effect, creating an unsettling feeling designed to keep viewers from clicking away, boosting retention and helping the video in the algorithm. This also makes it impossible to clip a specific scene, so content farmers cannot repost small segments from MrBeast videos without feeling awkward or unfinished.
today the 2 guests are...
Why do these kids look familiar?
Count Dracula the Vampire.
Did y'all know that? He was a real guy. And he's actually buried under that monastery right there.
Oh. This guy's evil, and he has basically brought the evilness to this Transylvania, Romania area. This guy is said to have killed more than 80,000 people just under his rule.
And most of them being civilians, so people that weren't even involved in like the Ottoman and Hungarian War.
I'm in tremendous pain! I'm in tremendous pain! Help me! Help me! Help me!
I'm confident they'll keep the annoyance to a minimum and provide some valuable educational insights.
Well, apparently there's like a window where you can look down. And I want to see Landon's reaction because he's terrified of heights.
Just please don't violate any more Geneva Conventions.
As we went deeper than before, I never could have guessed how sketchy these tunnels would get.
This is sketch. Oh, there's just a gigantic cross up here.
I'm sure one of these guys did their homework and can explain everything accurately.
One thing that we know about these salt mines is there is a legend that there was one spirit seen, and they created an altar at that location.
One spirit? One spirit? It wasn't just any spirit, it was the Holy Spirit, you godless heathens. Now, according to the legend, after an accident, an elderly worker felt the presence of the Holy Spirit, followed by a vision of the Mother of God holding baby Jesus appearing on the salt wall. This profound experience moved the miners to create an altar where a priest held daily services for their protection. And as a result, the site became a place of prayer and hope for the salt mines. And now it is desecrated by a bunch of goobers. And of course, we should take that legend with a grain of salt, since Turda is also renowned for its homemade tsuika. I'm honestly surprised that Jimmy didn't burst into flames when he came in contact with that cross, given that people on r/Christianity genuinely believe that he is the Antichrist. Then the crew discovered the concept of a window.
Dude, I can see our camp! Look!
There was still plenty to do, because by the next morning, we had to welcome our Day 4 special guest is the biggest Twitch streamer on the planet, Kai Cenat!
I've seen this guy's name pop up all over the internet, especially with phrases like Ohio is Kai Cenat, but I still have no clue who he is.
Welcome to the Underground City!
No, it is not a city.
I want you to jump and stomp as loud as you can.
What? Yep, that sound was totally added in post. I mean, sure, there is some echo, but that sound effect was really over the top. And what's with that laugh?
I specifically saved one secret tunnel for you.
So let's go explore it.
So, using these boats, we crossed the underground lake. That's right, a lake that's underground.
Yes, underground lakes are actually quite common occurrence, and this one was the site of the first ever underground deep dive jump. Australian diver Rhiannon Ifland and Romanian diver Konstantin Popovic set a record by diving 120 meters into the lake after leaping from a platform on the salt walls. The water here is 8 times saltier than seawater, water, which significantly slowed their descent, and Rhiannon described the experience as unique, noting how the water's density quickly pushed divers back to the surface. But Popovich mentioned that the cool temperature and the confined space made it challenging to execute like a precise jump.
So after trekking through this sketchy tunnel...
Whoa! Whoa! Wait, what happened? What?
It literally just opened up into a giant dark void.
I've never seen this place, so I think they are in the Anthony mine, which is a closed-off area. Salt extraction ceased here in 1862 due to the high clay content in the salt. Then these dumbasses started to embody every negative stereotype associated with American tourists, like being loud, running in restricted areas, and potentially causing damage.
They must have brain rot from watching too much Kaisenet.
All we need now is for one of them to start yelling at the local for not speaking English. And then a new guest arrived.
Good morning, Logan! What's poppin'?
Now we understand why they didn't go to the Hoya forest, because as a representative of the Global Forest Hack Association, I can tell you a little secret. This guy is banned from all forests worldwide after his infamous Balkan Spy moment in Japan. Subscribe if you're sad.
This was Carl's bed. He won't be using this anymore. Right where he's sleeping now is comfortable. I was sick of that guy anyway.
I really hope you all clean that up. I really like the 3D modeling, but the editing is making my brain aneurysm pop. It's like someone gave these editors a bunch of Adderall to work overtime and meet poorly planned deadlines or something, I don't know. Anyway, at this point of the video, Kaisenet started cosplaying as Ceausescu for some reason.
To establish some order in the city, Mayor Kai first punished Gideon and Carl for last night's prank.
You'll sleep in an elevator. An elevator? If they're in the elevator, how do we get up? We gotta take 15 flights of stairs, Kai?
Come on, don't be so dramatic, it's just 13 levels. It's really not that difficult.
See this dead end right here?
Yeah.
What if I told you it's a fake dead end? There's a fake door that led to a giant tunnel!
I'm pretty sure that's just the Franz Joseph Gallery, also known as the main tunnel of the mine, and it was constructed in the mid-19th century to facilitate cheaper and more efficient salt transport. Then we got another ad, which I'm not gonna show you. Meanwhile, Kaisenet got a bit carried away with his Ceausescu roleplay.
You've turned into a dictator.
But luckily for him, the crew did not decide to deal with him the way we dealt with Ceausescu on the Christmas day of 1989.
If you guys follow me here, I brought you all lunch lead.
You don't need to do that, bro. You know, there's literally old ladies selling fresh langosh in the parking lot of the mine, and I can guarantee that's made with real cheese. No mold. Also, I love how Americans munch on trash like this, so they constantly mock Asians for eating weird things. But let's be real, I'd rather eat fried crickets in Thailand than this garbage. At least the crickets have a much better nutritional value. Gotta get that protein.
Who do you guys think is the next inhabitant of the underground city?
I think it's iShowSpeed. He's literally streaming right now in Romania.
I'm certain he gave us a great deal of positive exposure. God damn it.
So boys, welcome to the underground city!
It's still not a city. Then we could finally get a glimpse of what men do when they are left unsupervised for more than 5 minutes.
And unsurprisingly, the first thing Big Star and Speed wanted to check out was the underground soccer arena.
Now for those of you who are from countries where the literacy rate is above 80%, he is referring to football. Also, this field is still part of the Rudolph mine.
We also projected a video game on the cave wall.
We're creating history right now.
We're the first ones that ever play in here.
A few years ago, I also technically played video games up there, down there, up. I'm confused. Anyway, so I was on a date with this guy and we were on the panoramic wheel when he started yapping about crypto and the importance of Neon Genesis Evangelion in the anime industry. So I mentally checked out, pulled out my phone and started playing 2048. True story. Meanwhile, the boys discovered gravity.
Boys, dropping marshmallows!
Please tell me you cleaned that up. Eventually, Logan dropped a sentence I've heard a lot from my parents growing up.
I enjoyed toppling the dictatorship.
Same, bro. Same.
My favorite part was just dragging all these YouTubers to the middle of nowhere, deep underground.
Middle of nowhere? Come on, don't disrespect Turda like that. It's a charming little city. You can ask anyone who's been there and they'll tell you it's lovely, except for the people who actually live there, they will tell you that it's a total shithole. People often overlook this place's historical importance as the birthplace of European religious freedom. Across Europe, people once had to follow their ruler's religion, but in 1568, Transylvania's Edict of Torda changed that by allowing local communities to choose preachers from different branches of Christianity, including both Trinitarian and anti-Trinitarian beliefs. While it didn't technically grant individual religious freedom, it marked a major step towards tolerance by allowing open religious discussion discussion. Also, there are some beautiful hiking spots in Turda. I should go there for a stroll one of these days.
First time seeing sunlight in a week! Oh, it's so bright, dude.
Oh my god.
Now go outside and touch some grass yourself.
That's actually a really beautiful shot. Honestly, great camera work. And solid advice. I also kinda enjoyed touching grass recently, might even do it again. But after watching this, one question remains. Did they really spend a whole week down there, or was it all staged? Now let's put on our detective hats and dig a little deeper. The video was uploaded on October 12th of 2024, but if you take a closer look at the footage, you will notice that Jimmy looks a bit more voluptuous than in recent clips, suggesting this was filmed a while ago. Also, in one shot, you can spot blooming blue chicory flowers, which usually blossom around midsummer, probably putting the filming around July. Or you could just Google MrBeast in Romania and find posts with literal timestamps. Plus, keep in mind that the Salina Turda is the most popular tourist attraction in northwest Romania, with hundreds of visitors each day. So it's hard to believe that they would shut it down for an entire week. But here's the kicker. What's one phrase that both PDD, Andrew Tate and Jimmy Donaldson are known for? No doesn't mean no. Okay, I shouldn't make jokes like that. Anyways, I'm guessing these guys paid a hefty sum, because if you check the salt mines Facebook page, they actually announced the shutdown from July 7 to July 13. And I'm sure the public had a totally normal reaction to that.
The Americans are moving their headquarters underground. The salt mine won't open soon. Do you realize that it's been turned into a target?
While doing my research, I stumbled across a clip of him in Cluj-Napoca, 30 kilometers from the salt mine, or around 18 miles if your country's average BMI is above the obesity cutoff, and he was sitting in my favorite park on my favorite bench, counting his money or something while mewing. Like, what kind of crossover episode is this? Where was I? I was probably in that park in that evening too, and it's kind of wild that his career started going downhill just 11 days after our paths crossed. I didn't curse him, I swear. Or did I? This video was supposedly captured on the evening of July 13th when filming supposedly wrapped up. So the bottom line is, for those 7 days, these guys definitely had full access to the entire mine, and Jimmy was only seen after the filming in public. So it looks like they really spent an entire week down there. While some parts of the video were exaggerated, especially the claim that this is a city, the overall content seems legit. The camera work and the little 3D animation of the mine were impressive, but my brain is still itching from the editing. I was disappointed by the misinformation and the lack of educational value. But I get it, you know, yapping about Roman salt mining techniques would definitely not get you hundreds of millions of views. It bothered me that they didn't even mention the name of the place throughout the entire video. Also, we shouldn't encourage kids to venture into restricted underground areas, and the littering was unacceptable. I really hope they cleaned up everything properly. And bringing biohazard materials down there, not cool at all. By the way, I did the math and turns out 12% of this video was just ads. So the bottom line is, I leaked the set of a MrBeast video. If you made it this far, you're the real MVP. Comment thanks for the language to confuse the new viewers, and don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and check out my other videos. Thanks for tuning in and have a nice day.
Air and water flowing hard, the land we call our home. Push to keep the dark from coming, feel the weight of what we owe. This, the song of suns and...
I like my cheese drippy, bruh.